Nimekuwa na miscarriages 4. Huu wa 5 ndio Mungu ametuachia.
Nataka Joy anyonye mpaka afike form 1.
I want to condemn the brutal killing of Africans.
Mimi sina shida na nani amekuwa rais. Shida yangu kubwa ni watu innocent watazidi kufa mpaka lini.
Wasi unakimbizana nao kwa streets, si watu wa klasi yako.
I have a degree in automotive engineering. In Kisumu, if you have a diploma, you are considered a school dropout.
Stop living in denial. Politics affects your life.
Mkiona maduka zao, mbomo, na mchome.
Jakoma na wadanganya, na nasikia vizuri Nairobi. Mbona watoto wako waendagi maandamano?
Hebu sasa niambie, vile kijana yetu ndo president, vile imekusaidia wewe kama Njoro.
Wewe unasikia kwa Army Barracks kwa meganya?
Wakirusha, tunarusha.
The boss says the shoot to kill order continues.
Hii si vita Daudi na Goliathi inashindaniwa na mawe. Hii ni vita ya serikali.
Jua kuna watu wenye na polisi.
Si kila mtu ameuliwa na polisi uletwa hapa. Wengine utupu. Kwa hivyo kijana ameingia kwa kwako amevaa kofia.
I swear to God, I did not kill that child.
The OCS is requesting anyone who can help trace one.
School. No due respect, sir. Feel me. Since when did a 6-month-old child go to the streets to riot?
After considering the evidence tendered before this honorable court by both the prosecution and the defense, this court finds...
Sisi wananchi tunakuanga wajinga. Yaani tunapigana na kuuana hapa chini, nao wanakutana na kukula hapo juu.
My names are Odongo Robi.
Odongo Robi. So can I call you Robi?
You got it right. Yeah, you can call me Robi, but I prefer Odongo because it is more African.
Okay. What does it mean?
But Odongo is a Luo name. I'm from a Kenyan tribe called Luo. So in Luo, if you are twins, the first one is called Apeo, then the second one is called Odongo. Now Odongo is the second born in twins. Though I'm not a product of twin. I was named after somebody who was a twin. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Then you must be a great man then.
We are trying to make it good down here.
Well, thank you so much for being part of Ebioscope with me, Marycate Masilela. And we're going to be talking about your award-winning film at Durban International Film Festival, Bangarang.
Yes.
The movie was released last year. Let's start talking about the film tours, which you're doing right now. How was the experience in Durban International Film Festival?
Sorry?
How was your experience at Durban International Film Festival?
Okay, Durban, first of all, being nominated to Durban was one of the best achievements I ever got. Though I didn't attend in person. They had restriction because of the COVID issues. They were doing it virtual. So every experience I have is a virtual part of it. But I would say I've been following that program. It's one of the best festivals. Actually, it's one of my dream festivals.
Yes.
Places that I've always dreamt to have my work on. And so getting nominated and winning there is one thing that happiness I've given me sleepless night for the past two nights. Can't lie.
You're jumping for joy.
Sure. It's a huge milestone in in my journey in the industry.
It's so unfortunate that you couldn't be there. Like, Durban International Film Festivals is also personally one of my favorite events to attend. Like, you have the opportunity to meet one of the best directors in the world. Like, Hollywood goes there. Like, there was a time when Peter Jackson was there and I couldn't even believe it. So I wish like you next time for your next movie you get to be there.
I also pray so.
So how was it like experience it like visually? Did you have an opportunity to network? How can that be done? Like virtually?
Opportunity to meet?
Like to network with other filmmakers since you've been nominated.
No, that opportunity was not offered. That opportunity was at the Durban Film Mart part of it. The Durban Film Mart had a virtual event that we were given coupons to attend. But for the film festival, the virtual bit of it limited networking. So I don't think I made an opportunity to meet with other nominees and our winners.
Okay, let's go on to your film. Can you please tell us about your film, Bangarang? What is it about? Share the concept.
Okay, Bangarang is an English slang, a Jamaican slang, by the way, that means chaos.
Okay.
So my movie is inspired by two events of post-election violence in Kenya since 2007. For the past 15 years, every 5 years that we're doing election, there have been chaos. In fact, right now we are doing election in the next 6 days. We are praying that this one does not come in chaos again. So Bangarang is inspired by two events that took place in those three post-election violences. They have been bad. I combined those stories, but there are two stories. I combined them to make one story. Like the outstanding story in the movie is a 6-month-old child that was killed by policemen during the riots in 2017 elections. So that was the most touching one out of all of them. So all those events you see if you watch Bangarang, all those events there are two events that I weaved them together to come up with a story. So it's a story that's inspired by two events, and I've been living in the ghetto. All these things, I live in a town called Kisumu. That is the hotspot, the hottest spot in Kenya when it comes to election violence. So the things that I've witnessed firsthand, some I've witnessed, some have happened to my friends, relatives. I've also been a victim. In 2013, I got an almost fatal accident during the chaos that I almost lost my life. So these are the things that are close to me. I've lost friends during this chaos. So I just sat down and thought that I was inspired by Sarafina. Sarafina told the world about it. I wanted something that I can use to tell the world about our post-election violences in Kenya.
Wow.
So that is how I started writing Bangarang.
Wow.
Yeah, that is how I ended up writing this script.
How long has the movie has been in production for, like in process, like from pre-production to now?
I wrote it in 2018. So the script laid on my shelf for 3 years. So I was still looking for funds. Then in 2020, our commission, Kenya Film Commission, announced their first ever film empowerment fund. I applied with the script and I got the funds. So from 2020, that is when I took it from the shelf and started working on it. So the production plus pre-production took like almost 1 year. It is the pre-production that took the longest time. Pre-production took almost 8 months, but the production took 1 month. Pre-production took 1 month. Yeah.
Wow. How is it like? You talk about the Kenyan Film Commission. How's it that side looking for funding when you're applying? Is this like your first project? Have you done another project before?
Actually, this is my fourth feature film. I've been doing films in my local language, but this is the best one that went beyond the boundaries of Kenya, because all those others I've been doing them on zero budget. We volunteer. So the issues of the good stories was maybe quality one here or there, but this one we managed to do it to a global standard because of the funds we got from Kenya Film Commission. But it is my fourth feature film.
Can you tell us the names from your other stuff so we can like Google it?
Yeah, first of all, if you go to my page, it's called Lakewood Production on YouTube. Some of them are there. Because the titles, I know they will be technical to you because it is in my local language. So I will say, but I'm sure you want to get them right. Like the first one is called Dingo Jawa Jawa. That one you can't write. That one is that's the first one. That's the first one I did in 2014. After that, I did another one called Seredo 1. Then after that, I did another one called Seredo 2. Then after Seredo 2, I did Jonarobi. Then after Jonarobi, that's when I did Bangarang.
Back to Bangarang, leading character Ota and his story.
It's called Otile.
Otile. Sorry.
Yes, Otile. Yeah, now Otile is a university graduate. Somebody who is very bright, but due to the bad leadership in the country, is jobless. He's been jobless 10 years ever since he graduated. So to him is holding the government responsible for. He knows he's a well-learned guy. He knows that it is due to bad leadership. That is why there are no opportunities for them to get employment. Then during the first post-election violence in Kenya, he happens to get himself and his family. He was born to a very rich family, but they were living into these political wars are always tribal. So during the first post-election, they were living in Naivasha. He is a Luo. In Naivasha, there are Kikuyus, and the Kikuyus were fighting the Luos. But they've been living there like forever. His father has been doing business there. He has people that he grew up there, he was born there. But when the post-election violence came, the people he knew turned up against them and killed his parents because they are from the different tribe. Wow. Then he moved. Now the subsequent post-election violence, when people go to the street, he went to the street not to fight a tribal war, but for him was just his way of venting out his anger to the government, showing the government that I'm not happy with you. You guys are messing up. But in the midst of this running up and down, he meets an anti-riot policeman. When he's running for his dear life, he runs into a stranger's house to seek for shelter. And the anti-riot police follows him into that house. And the anti-riot police were ruthlessly beat everybody in that house, including, in the process, they end up beating a 6-month-old child to death. Wow. Now Otile runs away. But after he runs away, he gets news that the police are looking for him. So to him, he thinks they are looking for him because they are. He thinks they are looking for him because they want to arrest him for the death of the child. They want to implicate him. But later on, he realizes that during the riots, because he's an automotive engineer, during the riots, there was a time the police van had some mechanical hitch, and he's the one who helped them. So the police was looking for him to reward him with a job because of what he did too. So it is that he's running away, thinking that they want to arrest him. Little did he know that they want him to give him a job, something that he's been looking for the whole of his life. So in short, that is the story.
I actually like the themes that you are facing in the movie. You're talking about unemployment, which is quite relevant in Africa. Everybody is facing that. And when you were speaking about should I say clan wars or different tribe wars? Tribal. Yes, tribal wars, like that's so interesting that it's still happening right now in 2022 in Africa.
Yes.
what made you actually say like I actually want to talk about these things, especially?
Hello, I'm losing you.
Oh, okay. No, I heard something in the background, so I thought it's like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was talking about your themes, unemployment and tribal wars. Like, how do you think, how relevant are these things for people to relate to? I know a lot of Africans, especially here in South Africa, we would relate to those themes, but do you see the world actually relating to that? Do you see them as universal?
Yeah, to me, I think they're universal because every country in this world, even the Americans before they got civilized, they fought a lot of civil wars. It's only that it took time, long time ago. So these are however good a country is, when you go there, you will still have people complaining about unemployment, people complaining about bad leadership, even if they're not fighting now, but they have history of the ones they fought. So to me, this story is relatable beyond the boundaries of Africa.
Let's talk about the cinematography. I really enjoyed your cinematography in the movie. Well done. Like,
thank you.
Your cinematographer is Moses. Can you please tell us more about him?
He's called Moses Ouma. He's a personal friend, apart from being a cinematographer. He's done a lot of works. His latest works are on Showmax. I think he's shot two series on Showmax, but they're Kenyan series. And he's some guy that we met with online when I was still doing those movies that I was doing in low budget. He got interested, and he texted me. One day he texted me telling me that, oh man, I think we should work together, and that's how we started working with him. And ever since he's been the DOP in all of my works, because he's so creative. He has that creative eye. Apart from, he's more than a camera operator. Yes. Okay.
Can you please tell us about the locations that you guys shot at?
Yeah, the locations, like I told you, I live in Kisumu. Kisumu is a lakeside city of Kenya and the western side of Kenya. It's a town that is far away from the capital city. So this is the first biggest movie that was done in this town. All movies are done in Nairobi, the capital city. And we did everything within Kisumu town. We did everything. Every location is within Kisumu town. The roads were, we got assistance from our county, our governor. By the way, our governor is the father to Lupita Nyong'o. He's called Professor Nyang' Nyong'o. And he also appeared in that movie. He did a cameo appearance in the movie. Yeah, he's the father to Lupita Nyong'o.
A small cameo.
Yeah, he did a cameo when he at the first 10 minutes of the movie, when he's talking inside in a TV, talking against the killing of innocent people. So that's the father. Is our governor. Now the locations, with the support of our governor, it was easy for us to get location to lock streets. So we did everything within Kisumu town.
Can we talk about your casting process? How was casting, getting your lead actors?
Yeah, for the casting, we did an audition. It was a one-day audition, but we had around 250 that turned up. It was a bit hectic. So it was hard choosing, but we got the best. One thing I can say about the cast is most of the people that were casting in that movie knew about this story. Each and every person had a personal experience, maybe from a relative, from a friend. So all of them, they were touched with the story. So they were delivering right from their hearts. It's a story that they owned, because it's something everybody was like, thank you, at least someone is telling this story at long last. Yeah.
So you co-directed the movie with Gilbert. How was that experience? How is it being on set and co-directing, literally going back to forth, like discussing scenes and stuff like that?
thing I want to tell you about Gilbert. Gilbert is my mentor. He's a guru in this industry. He's my mentor. He's trained me in some workshop. He's invited me in some of his sets. So this was the first big movie I was directing. So he was there. It was by my side to see what his son is doing. But most of it, we didn't have a problem of choosing which what to do, because entirely he left me to do it. I would only consult him in few areas that I thought I needed his concern. So it was not a challenge running the direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what other film festivals have you guys also attended for this movie in particular?
So many. Like last year November I was in South Africa at Rustenburg Film Festival. I attended that one. We got 5 nominations.
Congratulations.
There's one we also won in Uganda this year, best film East Africa. We also won here in Kenya, Coast Film Festival. We won Best Picture, Best Director. We also won the Lake International Film Festival here in Kenya. We won the best film on human rights. The nominations are so many. We were nominated at AMA Festival, the best film in local language. We were nominated at Zafar Festival, London. We were official selection at Cranoise, Cameroon, official selection at Free Africa International Film Festival. The nominations are over 20. I can't think of them overhead.
No, but that's great progress. Well done. Like that's amazing. So when you're looking into the future, what kind of movies are you planning to do? Are they all like focused on human rights? What kind of like topics do you see yourself doing in the future for your storylines?
I am the kind of person who like telling human stories. I like telling relatable stories. I am a fiction writer, but all of my fiction is either based on a true story or inspired by a true story. Themes that are relatable around us. Also, living in Africa is a story of its own. So when you live in Africa, there are a lot of stories. So I want to tell most of human related stories that and my principle is I am telling African stories in authentic African languages. I am not doing stories in English. If they are English in my story, then they're just a few percentage. But I want to do our stories in our languages so they look so authentic as possible.
Can we talk about your experience as being like an indigenous, like independent filmmaker? How's it like when you being like an independent filmmaker? Every time the process for looking for funding and moving from one project to the next, how is that like?
One thing is, it's not been easy. Most of that we are in Kenya where film industry is just picking up. It is hard to get funds. Once you get funds, you struggle to shoot with minimum funds. Then after that, it's again hard to get sales for your movie. So, like the past three feature films that I've done, I've never gotten profit from them. They've just been building my profile, but I've never gotten money. I've never gotten my money back. So it's not been easy, but now I'm moving from one level to another. Like with Bangarang, I'm in discussion with some international mainstream the streamers. I don't want to mention names now until the deals are done. Yes. But at least there are hopes of now selling it. Yeah, Kenya is not like South Africa where there's so many. I was in South Africa and I was amazed at how you guys have so many places you can sell your movies. Kenya, we are still lagging behind. So it is really hard. It is really challenging. Most of people drop out of filmmaking in Kenya because it is not for the faint-hearted.
Yes, it's definitely not for the fainted. But I do believe after some time, your profile, like you have managed until now, it will be rewarded.
Hopefully.
Yes, and not even hopefully, let's say it's guaranteed, because your movie is quite good and I do see it being on Netflix.
Thank you very much.
So, like, what do you guys do as independent filmmakers that side to try to reach to your audience, like to
What we do is most of the movies that we've been doing, we've been collaborating with the actors and crew, so that when I have an idea, I write a script. I have a team that I work with. All of us volunteer with the hopes that when we premiere the movie, whatever we get as a net profit, we share equally. At times we make losses at the premiere because, like any other African countries, we have a poor cinema going culture here, so the attendance is always not that very good that can bring back the money. But the advantage that I have is I've built a team. I've built a team of crew, cast. There are people that they know the journey. I've been with them in the journey. So whenever we are going to work on a project, it's never a problem for them. So that's how we operate here as independent filmmakers. Now that we've done some movies, my first movies I've also won awards, but locally. So the profile that I got from those past 3 movies gave me a leeway. I can at least approach some few investors, do for them product placement in the movies, and they give me something small that can manage. I can manage to feed the people on set and maybe for transport. Yeah.
My last question for you is, what can you say to young African filmmakers out there who want to get into the industry, and what enthusiasm can you share to them, and where do you think we can work on to become better filmmakers in the future?
What I can say to any filmmaker or upcoming filmmaker in Africa is, first of all, Africa, we are sitting on a gold mine because we have a large audience and we have stories. The stories of Africa, even an eighth of them have not been told. We are not like Hollywood that have exhausted their stories and nowadays they're doing science fiction. We have real stories in Africa that I just want to advise my fellow filmmakers that let's concentrate on our stories. Let's not think of the American stories. There are some people that do African stories the American way. Let's do our stories in our way. Nowadays we've seen indigenous languages winning Oscars. So let's concentrate on our stories. Let's do them on our way, but to a global standard. If we do this consistently, Africa will rise because we have a lot of stories. Before we start doing action, they're everywhere around you. Everywhere around you is full of stories that we can do for millions of years before we exhaust them. So one of the parting shot for them is just it needs resiliency. Film making in Africa might not pay you upright like in Hollywood. You need to do it again and again so that people know you, so that people know your work. But I am sure that we are on the right direction, and we are not far from making it big in Africa.
Yeah, that's very true. And thank you so much for being part of Ebioscope. I am so excited for your project. I wish you well. I hope you achieve what you're trying to do in your country, and I hope that one day you'll be shooting a movie here in South Africa, because I feel like African filmmakers shouldn't set boundaries for themselves. Africa is our playground entirely, so you shouldn't be stuck in Kenya alone.
Yes, actually. Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks. Hey loves, thank you so much for staying towards the end of the film interview. Thank you so much to Robin for chilling with me, talking about his award-winning film Bangarang at the Durban International Film Festival. If you still want to watch some of the featured films, the nominees, I think you can go to the website and you can log in and you can enjoy all the nominees. Besides that, guys, I want to see down in the comments, please put a camera emoji so I can see that you were here with me towards the end. I appreciate your love and support, and I appreciate all the fellow Africans who listen to Ebioscope, and I cannot wait until I interview you on your films. And until then, mwah, I love you so much, and please do not forget to like and subscribe and comment down below.
Bye, honeys.